Yes, thank you, Bishop, for that very warm welcome. I am a St. Ambrose graduate of the class of 2022, and I am in my fourth and final year of seminary at Immaculate Heart of Mary Seminary before I move on to St. Francis de Sales in Milwaukee. But it was not always this way. When I first arrived at St. Ambrose, I was moving directionless in life. I was lost, I was terribly depressed, and I was so lax in my faith that there was hardly anything there. It was as if my own soul was dead. But coming to St. Ambrose was a breath of fresh air as I saw students with purpose who tried to live out their Catholic faith with dedication. Although we weren't perfect, and no one asked us to be, we strove after the goods which were put before us. We were called to a high degree of excellence in holiness, in the sacramental life, in our community life, and in our academics. We were called to strive after that life that Christ desires of us, that St. Ambrose so graciously offered with frequent access to confession, daily mass, and all of these wonderful things. And as I encountered all of these great goods, which the Catholic faith wanted to give me, I finally felt direction, purpose, and joy. I was formed in the great Catholic tradition of thought and prayer, and I had roots that I could very well call my own. It was in this context, one day, sitting in Dr. Jeffrey Ludwig's history class, that something clicked. Dr. Ludwig was talking about his experience of a Jesuit vocation that never quite came to be. But he talked all about how the Jesuits inspired him, how their dedication to the Lord, their willingness to risk their life for the sacraments, for those who could not have it, inspired him to desire to be a priest. And this inspiration that he had, he gave to me. And as the Jesuits inspired Dr. Ludwig, their willingness to die for the Catholic faith inspired me to want to give mine to the priesthood. And that very night, I went home and I emailed the Jesuit vocation director for the province. Now, given that I'm standing here today, you can probably tell that that didn't happen, but it was an impetus that moved me on to greater priestly discernment. It sent me on this journey where I was freed to eventually join diocesan seminary. And now, after 4 years, I'm going to graduate this spring and hopefully continue on with the work of priestly formation. This journey that I've been on, of growing closer to the Lord as I desire to fulfill his will, was prepared for and sparked by the formation that I received at St. Ambrose Academy. I cannot express how truly grateful I am to those wonderful teachers, priests, who formed me to be the man that I am today. And I can say with a great deal of confidence that I don't think that I would be in seminary today if it weren't for the incredible influence of St. Ambrose. And this life in seminary has given me so many beautiful opportunities that have changed my life for the better. From working in every youth apostolate that our diocese has to offer, to studying philosophy, to learning Spanish, to meeting many good, young, holy Catholics who I wouldn't have been able to meet outside of seminary. St. Ambrose prepared the way so that I could receive this great and beautiful gift. And I could not have dreamed to anything like this would have happened 8 years ago when I walked through those doors on my first day. But the way that my life has been radically changed has affected me in ways that I cannot begin to enunciate. And the journey that St. Ambrose has sent me on has made me the man that I am today.